Oh, for heavens. I'm trying to fix my chair. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to dive into the Book of Blot today, creating our Scrying mirror. In the name of our Muse, we shall see. We shall find out who it is, as I've already chosen it, so thank you. And before we get started, I got a shift in my knee. Okay, here we go. Before we get started, if you would like to spend an evening with myself and Witch and Scythe on October 30th, I believe, link is in the description box below with the details. You're more than welcome to join us to hang out and gather, gab, create in the name of Hecate, and deliver messages, receive messages. Just the whole thing is great. The whole thing is great. And it's always nice to hang out and chat and just gather, and it's fantastic. And of course, receive, right? Be open to receive. So you're more than welcome to join us there. All right, on to the business of the day. Is that like, what do they say in make meetings? Like old business, on to new business. Oh, interesting. So my insights as I wrote down, okay, we're on to the pre-shuffle in the Shaman's Palm layout, for those of you that don't know. Old business, new business, I got to write down. Because it's on to new business type thing. Know thyself unto... Know thyself unto myself, a change of heart, never have I ever, a new path. When I originally wrote them down, it's like, this is just me as Steph. I'm like, what? Basic. What's going on here? Know thyself? Yeah, we know. Unto myself? Yeah, we know. New path? Who dis? Change of heart? Happens all the time. Never have I ever? Sure, let's play a game. However, but when sometimes somebody says something, or it's just the right time, the right moment, whatever the case is, we can hear it over and over and over again. But then somebody says it, or maybe, medicine, and you're like, oh, know thyself. And it's in that moment, there's no words. You're just like, oh, I get it. I get it. And there's nothing that can be said to express the getness of it. It just is in that moment. And it is in that moment the knowing of thyself, if that makes sense. So here I am. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And then I pull out the pre-shuffle cards. And in the Cave of Ice is the world. And then I have Temperance in the Cave of Winds. And I'm like, okay, this back and forth. Which is great. You know what I mean? Like, we're human, higher self, we're heartfelt, we're energy, we're emotions, and all this kind of stuff. We are a world unto ourselves. Like, again, basic. But when you hear it, like, intellectually, we know this. I know this. You know this. We know this. But then there's moments when you feel it, and it's like, yeah, now I know. And how do you share that knowing? How do you teach that knowing? How do you exude it? I don't know. I suppose we just wander around being who we are and allowing that to evolve. Parts of us to contract and decompose, and other parts of us to open up, which brings me into the Cave of Hearthfires, which is the Tower, and then the Cave of Rivers as the Five of Pentacles. And what's really interesting about this is I have never seen the Five of Pentacles. And for those of you, the fives have haunted me for a serious amount of time now. It's actually lessening. But so now I see it and I'm like, it's so positive. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But look at these two cards. In the Cave of Hearthfires is the Tower. And the Five of Pentacles, it's the art that I'm looking at. And those two folks are walking towards a sanctuary, a new tower, whatever the case is. And with Judgment here on the Cave of Earth, this is what it feels like. I'm just releasing, releasing these judgments we've placed upon ourselves, the analyzing, and not saying that, the pro-con list, how we make decisions and the judgments we make to align, to connect, to choose, to not choose, all the things. But this feels personal. This feels really, really personal. Like, I am not going to be hard, like have those judgments be harsh or hindering. Because that Tower card at the top, at the peak, right? If we must, if there's the mountains of the peaks and the valleys, right? And we typically, symbolically, achieving is while slanted, but it's an upward motion. And you get to the top. And lo and behold, at the top of whatever this is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, and it's a lighthouse, and you strike the match and you light the candle, and it emanates out. Maybe you ring a bell, whatever is your thing up there, right? Da, 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 da. And lo and behold, as I'm seeing it in this moment, you get up there, you strike the match, you light the candle, you take it in, and then the whole thing is made of paper and just whoosh, or like one of those paper lanterns. It's gone. This tower of achievement, this pinnacle of something, the bell crumbles into dust. But in doing so, freeze so we can see the view. And the view to the next peak is actually down in the valley, which is the peak of the valley. The holding and gravity, everything, it just works different. And this downward motion that we may sense sometimes linearly as like, oh, the valley, or the ease of having gravity, work with us for us. But man, right here and now, that lack, maybe we're the lack of at the top, the lack of this view, whatever the case is. But the Five of Pentacles just feels like, oh my goodness, I have let go of so much in that moment. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, but if you're still here, awesome possum. There's an alignment somewhere along the lines. And you feel a lot lighter. You feel a lot lighter going down, and knowing the value, the benefits are the same. Peak and valley, they're exactly the same. They're just different experiences. And so it's like striking the match and onto a new. And it's here as again, just in the shaman's palm, coming into the judgment. I know thyself. It's not swayed. It's not questioned. It's not a conversation. It is an exploration of existence. Of my soul, your soul, I, you, we, me, of course. And for that, I feel very, very grateful we're here together. All right, let's create our muse and our mirror and dive in even deeper as we normally do. All right, let's go. All right. Oh, and we have Ace of Wands here at the bottom too, so. Good stuff, Shaman's Palm, good stuff. And that was a long yammer. Let's see who our muse is. Okay, for heavens and hot dogs. Source, fractionization, the beginning. So thank you to whomever has influence. Can you see it there? Because the sun's starting to come out. I don't even know that I'm going to be able to respell fractionization. But here we are. Okay. Yes, we're going this way. If I misspell it, it's in the spirit of. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this ink bottle is being ridiculous. I hope you're doing well. You know the drill. There's timestamps there so you can fast forward through however you might want to. You're always welcome to comment below what you see, sense, or feel as your insights do expand the Scrying experience and we all become the readers, seers, oracles, and share in the art of symbolic support. This is the beginning. You can drop an emoji. Or hype. Sorry. Let there be light. I think I'm almost done. This is like pretty... I like it a lot. Something about mitigating risks too. Or having a new point of view about what is risk taking. Okay, I'm going to open up. If you are joining me, we're taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of our Muse source for actinization, the beginning, to anyone here at any time. May we all meet a message with meaning. There you go. All right. You're welcome to take a screenshot if you'd like to scry in your own time. Personal use only. All right. Take it in. Take it in. I just got to make my screen a little bit bigger. And I just put my goggles on, for heaven's not dogs. Like, seriously. There's eyes bowing. What's going on over here? Something about trades. Like, I don't know if I want to say third eye trades or tangible trades as well. There's ET phone homes down here. Something about earthworms as well. Copper conduit in the back body, back spine. Somebody also might be that healing, like you can buy socks or compression, but it's like copper. Maybe it's drinking out of copper, something along that lines. Do you remember those things, at least from back in the day when I was a kid? They were like these gummy sticky things, not gummy like candy, but just like, anyway, they were long and you could like fling them to a wall. That's how I'm seeing it. And then they would get like all fuzzy with lint and stuff, and oy vey. There are handles here. If I put a handle here and a handle here, and then I would start doing that. Okay, so here's the way I just heard that. I'm not going to try and make sense of it. Something about drilling for oil, and in order. Okay, so let's just apply that in. Thank you. That it is a value. It is high value, but you go down. You don't go to a peak for that. You don't climb up. You go down for that substance. Oil might mean something to you. It could represent a sludge for some as well, the way I'm hearing that. There also could be, in some cases, just looking at this card, the Tower, it's like oil burning, right? There's this entity that's just like right here, and I'm not really sure how to interact with it. I'm not gonna lie. Very large, either hoop earrings or something that hangs down. There are seahorses in here. They're not beavers, but they're kind of in and around there. Do you see these shapes in the white ink, if the sunshine will allow it to come through? Like all this spirit activity. It's kind of like a reverse Oreo cookie. I'm just slightly distracted up there for a moment. There is a broom or a shovel. Somebody's just taken their mask off in this moment. Don't I also want to say, I want to speak to the historical meanings of swastika. I don't intellectually know. I just, or like, to sit here and, tell anything. But I'm pretty sure I'm aware and have a partial knowing that there is, confidently speaking anyway, that I guess wartime or whatnot. Anyway, it had a really positive meaning. And that's what I'm seeing it, but I'm seeing it like three-dimensional. Is it? No, I don't even think it's three-dimensional. I kind of want to say it's like no, is it 5D-ish? Maybe even 4D. My depth and like angular, it's just not my jam. So it's like I can see it moving around. Anyway, that's the point. I can see it moving around. And maybe that symbol, in the spirit of this moment, without giving it to anyone else to adopt or like or not like, indifferent to me, I'm like, oh, I get to choose how I interact with this symbol. I get to choose. me. I get to choose by maybe the research you do, by the history you're going to align with, or your interaction with it, with nothing else. No other verbiage required. The knowing, speaking to the symbol silently. And maybe it's a different symbol for you. Maybe it's a leaf. Maybe it's a planet. Being a Capricorn sun anyway, and Scorpio moon. Yes, I'm very kind, but I'm choose to be kind. It's my choice, by choice, because there's absolutely an unkindness in me. But it's like, okay, and they have these common things that we nurture by saying, Saturn. And if you've ever studied like the Brotherhood of Saturnalia and stuff like that, I love that kind of stuff. But I don't necessarily land to it as in my own. I like hearing the perspectives, and I like hearing. And then there's things that we hear over and over again. Oh, Jupiter, and this. And I'm not saying yay or nay. Like, who am I? But unto myself, a world and a universe. But if you spend time interacting with or connecting with or channeling with a person, a planet, a leaf, a tree, a symbol, you do over time. It's just like any relationship and resonance. It becomes yours. That is direct. Oh, maybe is this the source thing? It's direct transmissions, direct interactions. That doesn't mean we're closed off to any other perspectives, stories, inspirations, influences, but we do use judgments to discern and decide. But in this moment, this is what it feels like. There's also something like hieroglyphic-y, Egyptian-y, but it's happening at night, it's happening in the shadows, and it's only that way because of Okay, so it's kind of like they're not spackles? No. Oh, it's the little triangle shovel-y thing, not really shovel. Maybe it's like an archaeological dig or something. Oh, for heavens, like I can literally see one down by my fireplace, like plaster thing. Oh, anyway, if you know, feel free to write down. Because I do know, just not in this moment. I gotta let it go. And it's a direct contact anyway. It's a direct exchange. And that is when you know. And you can be open, but not necessarily swayed. It's like any sort of relationship with a friend or a partner, an animal. It's unconditional. It is absolutely unconditional. And here's the thing I want to say, thank you. It's like getting to this tower that is at the top of the heart, pinnacle of the heart, of something that we care about. And sometimes people have passed and they have transformed. They have said form of the tangible realm. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge those that have, if you're in grief, job, person, place, pet, I feel you. I feel you. But they have transformed, and they watch over. They watch over, and it's almost like I want to say help specifically navigate emotionally, not necessarily empathically. Well, that could be a byproduct for some, but not for all. But in this case, it seems very emotional, or the emotions of such. And I can't express enough how, at least for me in this moment, to have a lack of bullshit, to have a lack of stuff in a closet and it's, tidy. That's so positive. Like, that's what it's making me feel like. Lack of crap in my junk drawer. Anyway. And it's a sanctuary space. It's a sanctuary. And whatever that is and however that holds for you. But I want to know in this very, very moment, I feel like you are a sanctuary. Your aura, your beingness. It's not about perfection. It's not about knowing the answers. It's not about fixing things. Just you being in your knowing. Like, I can't come up to you and say, if you have brown hair, I can't come up to, well, I can come up to you and say you have blue hair. And you might be like, but I know I have brown hair. And I could say a bajillion things to you about, maybe I'm colorblind. Maybe I have a different palette of sight. But the you of the knowing is like, very well that you may see it as blue. It does not change the knowing. And I hope, oh my gosh, you know me. Again, I don't want this to sound douchebaggery, but it's very calm. This is not stubborn. It's okay. It's okay. And when in the spirit of our muse, thank you, I will grab them. In the spirit of our muse, source, what is it? Fractionization in the beginning. We're all, I guess, fractions of such. And that can make us feel not whole if we're a fraction. In this moment, I feel like a full fraction. Again, I'm not very mathy, but there's the words I've decided to use. There are carvings. I don't know if it's carvings actually, but it's more of like a clay. It's more of a clay, and it's infused like almost like with red brick sparklies, or do we talk about the copper because it's coming back up as well. Somebody also makes music or some sort of musical instrument. Or wands. Maybe so imagine like a wand typically depicted fiery, but I'm seeing this wand decorated differently, meaning that it is colorful. It could be stark as night, but there's black light colors in it. Because something here is happening. Maybe there's something also going to be uncovered archaeologically, and it has something to do with like a solar power. I'm kind of coming back into the time of, and grain of salt here, Ra, and how I believe in that time frame, or at least how the story is said, that he tried to everyone to worship the sun. Something about particles is coming through. There's a white butterfly or white moth. Okay, yep. On the bottom is authority. All right, let's grab a few cards and then I'll... if you're part of the second or third tier, Secreteur or Super Secret Society, we'll flip this and we'll continue for more insights and adventures. I'm hearing horns. that never leadership now on the bottom, never have I ever. For someone here specifically, I feel this is the way I'm going to say it. To walk away from what I know. Again, I kind of maybe feel this is an emotional state. You know how they say like we'll return to that state because it's safe, even if it's not the best or likable or whatever the case is. This is stepping out of that and saying, never have I ever invested in myself enough to move through my scared, my fear, the unknowns, the risks, the rewards. And knowing I can know and be a little scared at the same time. And that scaredness doesn't take away from the knowing. That is like this expression of saying that's how much not that you need to prove how much you know, but it's almost like in the simplest form, I'm just going to say, I feel, okay, I know I'm going to go this is the choice. This is whatever the case is. I'm leaving this towards that, shedding skins. We can apply all the things. And I can be scared. I can be nervous. I can be as prepared as I think or unprepared. But I'm going to move through those emotions. I'm going to move through them because they are not what defines the choice. They are my interpretation of it, of me trying to analyze and all the great things. But it's kind of like, there's also like the secret little thing that by doing that, or at least applying it in that way, shape, or form, I'm like secretly, and I don't want to be mad at myself for that, IUE me. It's like, okay, I noticed. Okay, I'm just putting stuff back in the junk drawer. Okay. Anyway, something along the lines, I don't know where that came from. All right, any last messages? This is like, if something's being built as well. So if I had to apply a very topical example, like the Sphinx being built. But the OG head of the Sphinx. I don't even know if that's a thing. I could be making it up, but that's how I'm seeing it. The OG head of the Sphinx. It's not, also, I don't know if it's like a bull. You know who else I'm seeing? I think it's, oh gosh, it's been so long. I think it's from the movie 300. I don't really know, but they're massive. Polarity here. This is that emotions, for me anyway. Thinking about all the bad things that can happen, all the good things that happen. But once I've made my choice, whatever it is, decide. Those polarities actually coalesce. It's like drawing from the power of the nerves, the unknowns, the emotions, and magnetizing them into the fire and the water, because that's how I'm seeing it move, like fire and water now. And it's not so much in an elemental space of communication that we would see like from an earthly space of, fire and water. Yes, water can cool fire. It can, fire can steam. That's not how I'm seeing it. I get it, but that's not how I'm seeing it. This is energetic, blue and red, cold and hot if you must, and creating temperature, you might need to let one run a little bit longer for the other one, whatever the case is. And this is like actually drawing from that. Again, I come from some sort of personal frickin' knowing that I can't speak to, and maybe you're experiencing this, but it's there, and I can be nervous and afraid, angry, but it doesn't change my choice, my knowing. Somebody playing baseball or something like that, or lacrosse, receptivity, chicken and the egg. Oh, look at that. It's like I want to put it right in there. last but not least, and telepathy. There's that in that telepathy card. Again, the word might mean something to you. I'm wandering into the art. And it's like that human and higher self. The polarity that could even be seen, right? It's kind of like from the beginning, the peaks and the valleys, the higher self, the human self, if we must apply. But then as I follow that, it becomes this whole grid. It becomes a big golf ball that lights up. Oh man, it makes so much sense to me. And I hope that this has inspired, serves, educates, or entertains in this moment for you as well. I am going to head on over to the Flipside. Link will be in the description box below to the extended if you'd like to join us. Otherwise, I will see you again soon, and head on as you know thyself and unto yourself, universe. Bye. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get an Easter egg card. Elegance. Look at that. I don't know. It all makes sense.